Every individual seeks to find his place in the world. Nothing in nature exists for itself. It's sort of a modern notion that men and women live for themselves. But in nature, nothing exists for itself. Everything exists for something else. Everything must be useful. And so, every human being must find his usefulness in the world. And here we come to the problem of work, which is the way we express our usefulness and our creative potential, which is what we have to express. Once upon a time, the animals of the world decided to do something heroic in order to meet the problems of the new age. So they organized a school. And the curriculum consisted of swimming and running and climbing and flying. And in order to make it easier to administer the curriculum, all of the animals would take all of the subjects. Now, the duck, he was excellent in swimming. In fact, he was much better than his instructor. But he didn't do so well in running. In fact, he had to stay after school and do a lot of makeup work in running. As a result of this, his webbed feet became very worn, and he wasn't so good at swimming after that. But this didn't seem to bother anybody else, because mediocrity was very acceptable in this school. And only the duck was worried about that. The rabbit was the top of his class in running, but he had a nervous breakdown after doing so much makeup work in swimming. The squirrel, he was terrific in climbing. And in running and jumping, not so bad, but he had problems with flying. In fact, a lot of frustration because the teachers insisted that he start from the ground up rather than from the treetop down. Eventually, he got muscle cramps, and he wound up with very low marks in all of his subjects. The eagle was a real problem child and was very severely disciplined. The eagle, in his class for climbing, was always the first to the top of the tree. But he insisted on using his own way to get there. In the end, a very mediocre chicken who could run and climb and swim and fly a little graduated with honors at the top of his class. And if you recognize some of your school experiences in that story, it's not by accident. I don't think that in the modern world with so many choices, so much diversity, we've done a very good job in helping young people to find themselves, to find their place in the world, to find their work in the world. We really have to rethink our 19th century institutions, which are very poorly adapted to the 21st century.